Say hello. Can you see yourself in the camera? Yes, you can. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Flourishing Home vlog. My name is Amanda and this is Maggie. Hi buddy. She's very excited to see you all. This week I am making a really fun birthday cake because my birthday was actually this past weekend and so was my husband's. We're on July 1st and July 4th and it is a couple days after. Yeah. Oh, sweetie. It's a couple days after our birthdays, but during our birthdays, we just got so many sweets, so we really didn't want to make a big cake and then be too sugared out to enjoy it. So even though it's a few days later, I'm still gonna make this cake because I've been wanting to make it, and it is a 3-layer, 6-inch Funfetti cake, and this recipe is coming at you from Chelsweets, and I made one of her cakes before, and it was so good. It was my first cake that I ever made. Well, the first layer cake I ever made, and it was really fun to make, so honestly, I'm just doing this for fun because it's really fun to decorate cakes and to try new things. So my hope is to make an ombre style, like with the decorations. I gotta decide what color I want to do, and then we're probably gonna frost and decorate on another day. So right now we're just gonna make the cakes and then we're gonna frost them a different day, and I'll catch up with you then. Maggie, you ready to help me bake? You ready to help Mama bake the cakes? All right, we're gonna start making the cake now. I have my pans already sprayed and I have parchment paper in them, and then I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I also earlier set out all the ingredients that need to be room temperature. So that was the butter and the buttermilk. So make sure if a recipe calls for room temp that you actually follow it, because it will change the chemical makeup of your cake and it could ruin it. So please, if it ever says room temp, just make sure you do that. So everything's prepped, so let's make our cakes. All right, we are using our Escali gram scale. You heard me talk about this in one of my other Bake With Me's, but I will link this down below if you need to order one still. Highly recommend using a scale for baking and cooking if you can. So much faster, you don't even have to get any measuring cups out. So we are gonna be doing 276 grams or 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of AP flour, 400 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. About 400 grams. All right. 6 grams of baking powder. That's 3, 5, just a little bit more. 6 grams of baking powder. 3 grams of salt. I'm just using table salt. It's probably not the best. Should probably be using something else, but as long as I measure it, hopefully it's okay. Boom. Barely any. 3 grams of salt. All right, so we're gonna use our paddle attachment on the KitchenAid or whatever mixer you have, and we're gonna mix this together. Lock this up. You watching? All right, the next thing we're gonna do is add in chunks of our room temperature butter and mix it on low speed until everything's combined and their batter is kind of crumbly. All right, here's how she's looking. She's looking a little crumbly. We're gonna mix this until I don't see any more large chunks. So a little bit longer. It smells so good already. What do you think, Maggie? Can you smell it? Mmm. All right, now we're gonna add in 155 grams or about 5 egg whites on low speed until just combined. Right off the bat, I can tell my batter's not gonna be white because I use that like brown granulated sugar. But it's fine, I don't really care. As long as you can see the sprinkles. Now I'm gonna add 228 grams or about a cup of buttermilk in 2 installments on low speed. So do about a half a cup first. Let that incorporate. You okay, bud? And that looks good. Now I'll add the rest. Okay, 2 more things. Actually, 3 more things. We're gonna do 14 grams of vegetable oil and 4 grams of vanilla. Maggie's starting to get a little restless, so she doesn't want to be put down and she doesn't want to be held, so I don't know what she wants. 14 grams of vegetable oil and then 4 grams of vanilla. We're gonna stir that in and then scrape down the sides. The very last step will be to add our rainbow jimmies, our rainbow sprinkles. And Chelsweets emphasizes to choose some sprinkles that don't have brown in them. That way it keeps like a really nice rainbow color. And also don't use the tiny pearl sprinkles because they will just bleed everywhere and kind of mess with your funfetti look. So I'm gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl. It looks so good already. I can smell how delicious. While that's going, I will measure out my sprinkles with mix. Woo! All right, we got 90 grams of sprinkles, and we're just gonna gently fold these in with our spatula. Oops, wrong one. That was Maggie's spatula. Almost done, baby. Delicious. You're gonna help Mama? I cannot wait for the day when she gets that little stool that stands up in the kitchen. The one that has like 4 sides around it so they can come right up to the countertop with you, help you and learn how to do stuff. I'm definitely gonna get her one of those. I'm gonna fold in these sprinkles like that. Make sure we get all of them. Okay, let's gently fold them in. So pretty. All done with the batter. Now we're just going to divide it between the 3 pans and then bake it. Okay, I use the scale to measure the batter into each pan so that they're as close as possible. So they're all about 430 grams when it's all said and done. So each of the 3 is 430 grams, if that helps you guys. Now I'm just gonna tap them so they're kind of flat and then put them in the oven to bake, I believe. Let's see how long they need to bake. She says 30 to 33 minutes. So that's pretty precise. So I'm definitely gonna check it early. I'm gonna let it cool, and I'm just gonna freeze these layers, like I said, until the day that we frost them and decorate the cakes. So I might level them off today though, so that we can eat the cake scraps, because that is like the best part. This is what we do all day. Hang out, and she chomps on things. Mostly my fingers. Queen. Burn my legs. Woo! Here's our finished cakes. All right, the cake layers are completely cooled now, or at least I put them in the freezer for a while, so I think they're cold enough to handle. So I'm just gonna run an offset spatula around the side, and I'm going to do the double wrapping method to put them in the freezer. So I'm gonna do plastic wrap and foil. And Chelsweets recommends leveling them off later on after you've already frozen them. So I guess I'll have to wait to taste it, but I'm just gonna do that real quick and then we're done for today. Good morning, friends. We are back for day 2 of our cake decorating adventure. We've had a little bit of a slow morning. It's almost noon already. I actually took a nap when Maggie took her first nap because I was feeling so terrible. But I think we're okay now. We have some coffee, we had some breakfast, Maggie had her milk, so I think we're good. So I'm gonna start with making the frosting first, and then we're going to color the frosting, and then we're gonna start building the cake, which I'm actually a little bit nervous for. Like, it's a little bit daunting to me, but we're just gonna take it one step at a time and kind of take our time doing this so that we can make the prettiest cake that we can make. So we're gonna be making Chelsweets traditional vanilla buttercream. We're starting with 4 sticks of butter, and that's 2 cups of butter. We're gonna beat it for about 30 seconds with the paddle attachment, just kind of whip some air into it. And then we're gonna slowly add in 2 pounds of powdered sugar. That is a whole bag of powdered sugar. So let's get started. And once again, this butter is room temperature. I actually got up at like 5 o'clock this morning and set it out so it was ready to go, because I was hoping to start this project a lot sooner, but it's okay. So we're just gonna do our 4 sticks of butter, heat it on low. Get in there, guy. Hopefully it's not too warm. It's probably like in the high 90s outside right now, so I think our house is set at 75. So hopefully that's not too warm. I'm a little concerned about assembling the cake in the summer in Florida, but I might just have to like bump the AC way down. If it starts to go south, we'll see what happens. All right, now we're gonna slowly add in this entire bag of powdered sugar on low speed. It's getting a little bit dry, but we're gonna thin it out just a tiny bit with some heavy cream. All right, all the powdered sugar is incorporated, so now I'm gonna add in half a teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And then we will go in and thin it out with our heavy whipping cream. Tablespoon of vanilla. I'm just starting with 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. Like I said, with our climate, I feel like it's already really melty kind of, which I definitely don't want it to sag and melt. Hold on, Maggie, I'm coming. All right, Maggie has joined the party, and yes, we're wearing coordinating outfits. That's just what I like to do with her. Okay, so I added the heavy cream and it's just blending now. Had to go get Maggie, so let's see how it looks. I'm gonna have to mix it by hand, and then I think it's done. I'm not gonna add any more heavy whip. I feel like it looks good. Maybe 1 more tablespoon, just because I want it to be really nice and smooth when we frost the cake. Okay, I just made the frosting, and at this point I'm gonna get the cakes out of the freezer so they can come to room temperature a little bit. And she says leave them out for about 20 minutes before you level off the tops and start building the cake. And while those are sitting out, I'm going to color my frosting. And I ended up picking out orange gel food coloring from Wilton, I think. Yes, just basic orange. I just think orange is such a fun, happy color. So we're gonna do an orange ombre cake, and I'm really excited. I hope it turns out. All right, so we're gonna save some white. And I'm gonna color this the light orange and then take some out and then add the last round of orange and make it the darkest orange. And I just start with like tiny bits. All right, full disclosure, the last 45 minutes was so chaotic, so I'm not even sure what I filmed. But long story short, we made the vanilla buttercream frosting. I divided it into 3 bowls, and I colored 2 of them, light orange and dark orange, and I left white. So we're gonna have an ombre orange colored cake. I have my cakes sitting out. We're gonna level them off now, and then we're gonna start building. Maggie's asleep. I don't know how long it's gonna last. She's all over the place right now. I'm hoping for an hour, and I'm hoping that I can build this cake in the next hour while she's asleep. So I'm gonna take the frosting that I have now and put it into piping bags, and then we're gonna get going on decorating. Remember guys, I don't know what I'm doing. So here's our frosting. Put the star tip on this one because at the end I want to do the rosettas on the top of the cake with the dark orange. Okay, now I'm gonna level off my cakes and save the tops for making cake pops. And that way I can just use whatever frosting is left over and the cake scraps and make little cake balls out of them. No waste. Here they are, all leveled off. All right, here we go with the decorating. All right, this is the crumb coat. I worked on it for way too long. It's hard not to obsess over it because I think it should be flat. So when I add the next layers on, it'll be smooth still. But I'm gonna stop here because I can't get it any smoother. I just keep messing with it. And then we're gonna do the main colors in about 10 minutes. And I think the key is to use a lot so that it covers it really well and blends in really well. Okay, I already messed up. I should have started at the bottom and worked my way to the top. So we're gonna make it work. It's fine. I'm just gonna smooth this in very gently. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want a little bit more than that. I think I'm just gonna go in with the next color. Very gently mixing 2 colors. Ah, this is so hard, but also so fun. Now I'm gonna slowly add the white. Slowly work my way to the corners. You know when you like spend so much time on something and you want it to be perfect? That's me every day of my life. This is getting close to blending. I'm just pushing it out. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it. Whew. It's not like super even or anything. I just don't know if I want to do more of the darker orange or just leave it, because I'm going to have the orange rosettas on top. So I think I'm going to leave it. Final verdict. So the last thing will be, she says you can warm this up under really hot water and then dry it and then just run it around real quick and smooth it out. That's really a part I'm most nervous for, but at this point, we'll see how it goes. I'm happy with how it looks so far. It's a little more rustic than I was hoping for, but I think it'll be cute. All right, here goes. I'm so nervous. I'm not even touching the bottom. It's too uneven. We're gonna try one more time. No. It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but I knew that would happen. So I think I'm just gonna try to like patch it as nicely as I can, and then we'll do the top and be done. Okay, we have to stop, or I'll keep going forever. I'm pretty happy with it for a first try at an ombre cake. Now I'm gonna pipe the little rosettas. I don't even know what you want to call them. Like little flower thingies on top. All right, this is a Funfetti cake after all, so I'm gonna put some sprinkles on top. Hopefully I don't regret it. Oh, they're not sticking. Oh no! They're just going all over the house. Okay, I just finished the cake and I put some of those little sprinkles on top and I think it looks so cute. I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. Here's the final reveal. Alright guys, that is it. Look how pretty she is. It's adorable. I love Funfetti and I love the ombre. Even though it does look like a candy corn. Now we know what we're gonna do for Halloween. I gotta get my helper. Alright, I got my sweetest baby in the world. The sweetest little helper in the world. She didn't get to help me much today, but she was super helpful when we were baking the cakes, huh? Yeah. She's like, what? What am I doing? Alright. It's time to taste the cake. Maggie, you won't get any yet. In a couple months you can. She said, what? I don't get any? They're so good. It's a beautiful, classic Funfetti cake. I love it. It's delicious. Got buttercream. Wow. I'm glad we didn't put more on. It's just like a thick pad of butter and sugar, obviously. That's all it is. Very happy. Maggie, you just look so adorable. Well guys, that is gonna do it for us for this week. Thank you as always for following along with us. And yeah, I just had so much fun making this birthday cake. It took a really long time, but it was worth it. It's super delicious and I think it turned out really cute. So a very merry on birthday to all of you. And if it actually is your birthday, happy birthday. We'll see you guys next time and thank you so much for watching. Bye. Say bye.